Okay, hey guys. So I figured an interesting video could be um, animating a weapon. Not so much a tutorials as a maybe time-lapsed video of the process of doing something. So let's do a brief overview of what we're looking at. Over here we have a, view of the gun and the arm and body, and over here we have the first person view that it would look like in game. So I'm doing a first person animation, which means anything that can't be seen here, it doesn't matter. All of this doesn't really matter. You can move things around all you want. Whoa, zoomed in pretty good there. So over down here in red we have our timeline. These are just frames. It kind of works if you're familiar with Flash. There's frames and it plays the frames. Yeah, pretty simple. I don't know how many frames per second it is, but it's not really a time keeper. It's really just frames and then it plays out, and it makes sense later, I guess. But really, this is just to keep track of what things are doing and when. So for this animation, I figured I would just animate our weapon here with a scope, idle animation, because the variant or this gun without a scope has its animations already made. Now I'm making animations for if it has a scope, because those animations that don't have a scope are not really compatible, because when you have a scope, it's huge, and hands, this hand and this hand are going to be moving around and stuff, and they can clip through this scope. So there's separate animations I'm doing, and for when you have a scope, so that I don't know, it'll feel like it's really a new, like, nice weapon here. So in the first normal animations without a scope, he's looking at it and stuff, he touches the cylinder and stuff like that. And then in this one, I'm thinking maybe he'll play with the scope. And this would be an animation that would only play if the player has the scope and is playing in first person. So what we're looking at here, the scope is the gun and all the gun parts. These are just placeholders. The weapon uses bones, which I'm not going to have the best description of. It's basically points that connect to the gun for things that move, in a sense, things that can be altered. Animations don't, move the barrel, or, well, barrel, this is a cylinder. Animations don't move the cylinder. Animations move the bone, which is right here, that moves the cylinder. Okay, so that was not the right. This is the one I want. I'm not moving the cylinder, I'm moving the bone. Basically, the cylinder is connected to the bone, but yeah, we're not actually moving the gun. The gun's not here. So I guess a good idea would be to go like that. So this is the gun. Here's all the parts of the gun. But, so we know what we're looking at, I have the gun here. Makes sense. And then what I have already here is a template scene I made, so that I only had to make it once with the gun, and I can do all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, so it's one-handed. As you can see over here, he's one-handing it because it's just, off to the side. He's not aiming down the sides. And when you have a scope, you don't aim down the sides. It does that, fade to black. You're now looking through a scope type of deal. So, I guess we can get started. Let's think about what we want to do. So he's gonna say lift the the gun up. He's gonna look at it, and then his left hand's gonna come up. I keep saying he, but this is actually a female body, but whatever. I will say player. The player is gonna look at the gun, and I guess I should mention this is an idle animation, meaning the player is standing there, not moving, standing perfectly still. They can, turn the camera around, but if they walk forward, that's a totally different animation. This is just sitting here waiting for something to happen. And the player character gets bored, I guess. So, yeah, okay. So, we want to, I'm going to have the gun come up to the side. Like, I'm going to mess around here a little bit. So maybe over to the side and look at it like that. Left hand comes up, maybe touches one of the dials on the side of the scope. Something pretty simple. Then maybe flips it back around and then goes back to where it was before. Bam. Right there. So, yeah. Because this is an idle animation, it needs to loop back around to where the next animation can play smoothly. So what I have here is I marked the frame here. As this is the start. And if you go all the way over here, this is the exact same frame. So no matter what we do in here, it will always return back to normal. So, yeah, so this is going to be a time-lapse kind of thing. Maybe. Depends on how long the video is. But I'll probably stop it to think about things. So yeah, I hope this is entertaining. Let's get started. First, since we're moving around the arm and stuff, I really need to bring this forward. Give the arm some slack. So it's not in view. And you do want to make sure things are plenty far away because some players play this game with an extremely high field of view, even though it looks really bad. So right now this is an 80 field of view. Some people play with 100 and 110. I'm like, why? It looks all stretched out and warped. It's terrible looking. So yeah, pretty much got everything where I want it. Nothing's moving. Good. So 40 frames is not very long. That's probably a few seconds. If we hit play over here, that'll give you an idea. Yeah, around 3 seconds. So I want our character here to really take their time with looking at the gun. So bumping up to 150. I'm gonna go over here. Move the return back there. So let's see here. Right there feels good. Right at 30. I really hate 2015 max. Okay, let's see here. So you see that the wrist is really warped. So let's go over here. And take a look around. So what we have is it goes like that, and then get to frame 30, and then it will slowly return back to where it was before. So like this. And during this process, you can actually just completely delete that last frame because we have the front frame right at 0. At the end, we can just copy and move it over. So I think I'm going to do that for now. So you can go like that. And then maybe at 60, we can go closer to the camera like this. Then a hand comes up and moves this top knob or something, or gives the impression of moving it. It doesn't actually move. So bam, bam. And maybe at like, let's say 80. It'll slowly move a little bit. What should it do from here? Moves the knob and then maybe holds it out again. Take a look at it. Let's put this. I like to put it on, multiples of 5. Let's see here. Move it back. Oh, clicked it off. Down. So let's see. Boom. Looks at it. Turns the knob. Let's see here. This is probably really fast. It's also very robotic, but we'll be adding more detail to it. Bam. I think at 125. We will put it over and then copy to 150. And then let's check it out real quick. So you can see, animating's not really that hard. It just takes a long time. Though without the proper tools and nice setup, it can be extremely difficult. But we have other modders to thank for that. So it's extremely robotic and really bad looking. I want to extend this to 90. This to 110. Check that out. Yeah, because during that really slow part, that's when the other hand is already up and playing with the knob. And then back down. It does this rocking boat sort of movement. Not really a fan of that. So I'm going to move this forward. Yeah. Maybe in this particular frame. Players maybe like checking out the scope. Let's check that out. I don't think we have enough time in here. Let's bump this up to 200. That's 200. Oh, maybe we could spend a little time on that. There we go. So, checking it out, spinning the thing, checking out how it looks down the scope, and back to center. So that's looking pretty decent for a start. Still very linear and robotic, so the machine is doing this. Let's add a little bit more detail in between the frames. Doesn't need to be a really long animation, so. Yeah, not bad. Let's start messing with the right hand. During the animations here, I like to pull the index finger off the trigger. Just kind of like a little safety thing. Feels realistic. So I'm thinking by 20. By 20, the finger will be rested up here. So back to frame 0. We want to, select each index finger bone. There's 3 of them. I'm going to mark the key, and by 20, so one of the things that I wasn't, when you're doing this and putting this kind of detail in it, I really want it to show. So as you can see on here, you never see the finger move. The thumb's covering up the trigger. It's never there, even though we know we just moved it. So what I'm going to do is bump this over to, put it at 20. And I'm going to keep it at, oh, that's right, yeah, move it up to 10. Because what's now 20 was 10. So let's see, move it up. Nope, not quite. All right, I only have one bone selected to keep doing that. So yeah, keep that there. And let's actually undo a bunch, because I want to put these back. All right, because only one selected bone, it didn't move at all the way I wanted it to be moved. Boom, boom. Select that all, move it up to 20. Copy this to 10 so that it doesn't move until 10, and then it starts moving. Select it all, move it up another. Yeah, we'll move it to there. That to 20. So yeah, there it goes. So we saw finger moved out the trigger, and player might notice that. Oh, it is a little slow, so let's tighten it up a little bit. Let's check it out. Yeah, there we go. And then finger comes back, bam. Looks good. It's a nice little detail we put in there. So next, say we're ready for the left hand. I'm gonna hit save up here. So that only took half an hour. So we got our hand here. I'm gonna key it for to keep it where we want it. Now we're just gonna kind of block it out. So we know kind of about where to put the hand. So what What I'd like to do is just select all the fingers. And I'm going to create... Oh, I already have it made. Left fingers. Okay. Basically, that's a quick selection of pre-select things. So... in frame 50, what we're going to see is from frame 0 to 50, the hand's going to slowly close up a little bit. Okay. Okay. So I kind of want to do, maybe instead of this, go like that. Well, I should keep that one down. Just select this one for now. We'll fine tune it in a second. We have the basic shape of the hand. Now let's move the hand itself into a playing with the knob position. So what we're looking at here is the fingers clipping into the thing. So maybe instead of this sort of thumb against outside of index finger, maybe it needs to be tip of thumb, tip of index finger type of deal. That looks pretty good. So again, it's not following the weapon, and I'll have to manually make it follow the weapon all the way from 50 to, what was it, 100? Yeah. It's not a big deal. And then I'm thinking after 100, when it goes to look into the scope, the left hand will be up against the right hand to support the weapon when looking through it. It's kind of weird to just be looking through a scope holding the gun with one hand. So back to frame 50. Let's see, things I want to change because the knuckle is coming through, but there's no way you could possibly see that. Alright, let's go to frame 25, or, well, frame 30. I want it to start, actually I want to move this. Like, up there. I want it to come from the left, and then up to the top. It's not too bad. There we go. Maybe on here we'll rotate this a bit like so. Let's check it out. So it seems it kind of went really slow and then bam! It was suddenly at the gun. So we're going to use Curve Editor for that. Go here, bam. And what we're looking at here is positions. So I want to look on the position, not the rotation. So as you can see here, it does seem to rapidly just reviewing this one axis at a time. Okay, so let's mess with this a little bit. Whoa. Okay, well, mess with the X first. Also, let's save. Yeah, so X is like left and right. Y, I believe, is up and down. No, forward and back, right? Yeah, forward and back. And then Z is up and down. So we're focused mainly on the Z then. It just lunging up to the top of the gun. Basically, this allows the game to change it up a little bit. So it goes slow, goes fast, and then slows that up at the top again. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, the curve editor is more of a smoothness between frames, because I can't do like 35.5. So this allows you to really manipulate how it looks and feels. Very handy tool. So let's see here. It goes up to the top to frame 50. And again, let's focus on the position of the hand. So the next spot is at 60. At 100 is when we have a tab that says it's now going to go do something else. So let's move over to 100 now. That's when it's over, so I'm thinking maybe spins the thing a little bit clockwise and then maybe a little bit back towards the end. Let's check it out real quick. That's not bad. A little rough, but we'll smooth that out. After 100, say around 120, the hand will go down. It will rotate into a position over here. Check it out real quick. not bad. So let's check it out here. So 120. It's mostly in position. When does this move? Next is at 140, so let's move that. And then it returns back to where it came from. Let's check it out. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's not smooth yet, really, but and the fingers aren't done, but we have all these red frames in here. Red means rotation, right? No, red means position. Green is rotation. And then blue is scale, but we don't really mess with the scale. And so that's really all animation is. I'm going to work on it some more, and then when I feel we're at a good testing point, we'll hop in game and check it out. So see you then. Alright, so I've gone ahead and done a bunch of stuff. I guess not a whole lot. Mainly the camera moves while looking at the gun, so you can see it wiggle around. And then goes up and left and then right and then back to center. I touched up the fingers some more in the hand position, and then the thumb goes around and goes down into here. Nothing really special that I haven't really gone over already, so let's see here. Yeah, that's not bad. So pretty simple. Goes up, checks it out, bam, bam, and then looks at the scope. Done. Let's play it out. All right. So we're good to export this, and then we'll do a testing game. Okay, so on the export, I moved it over here. I named it idle ready A. I did this because idle ready is the standard in between. Nothing special is happening. You're just waiting. A, B, C, and D are the more interesting movements. A being the most commonly played, D being the rarest to be seen. So let's hop in the game and check it out. So I already have a save file I made for the testing of the animations. If you're testing your own weapon mod, I recommend not loading a save, but creating a new one by first from the main menu. Come on. Yeah, from that main menu, you just bring up the console, and what I like to do is COC debug range. and that'll take you here. This is a neat little place for testing out weapons. So what we have here is the not scoped weapon. Right now it's playing idle ready, the standard. Moves the fingers. Might play it again. Let's see here. Alright, this is weapon idle A for the no scope. I recognize that because I made it. Let's go in, add on a yes, a scope. Also, I really like this barrel, so I'm going to put that on there too. Right. So you can see right there, that was a no scope animation. I haven't made the equip animation for the no scope yet. I'll be doing that soon. But so if we stand here, oh, it went right into it. Oh, that was pretty good. So let's see, this is the normal one, and then here's the one we just made. So I like it. It's pretty simple. It's interesting. It's unique to this weapon when it has a scope. It's really nice. That's really all there is to it. So yeah, that's your demonstration of adding animations for a gun. And how making them, like the process, the behind the scenes look is for it all. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. It's probably a really long video, but yeah.